Hello friends, my name is Habib. Today we are going to learn how to make bouncing rectangle using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So create 3 new files. Save. Documents, bounce R, open, index.html, index.css, index.js. So I write HTML, and then I'll use link index.css, then scripts source is equal to index.js. Now I'll open it, Control O to open, documents, .r, index.html. Now there's not really anything special about this, so I'll create a div /div. I'll give it a class of bound. Save. And so now I write b is equal to document dot query selector dot bounc. So now what I'm going to do is that I'll create a function called f, and this function will be, and then I'll set interval to be making this function run 24 frames per second. To test this, I'll create a variable called SPD, which stands for speed, bx, and then I'll be increasing SPD by 1, and then be logging it into the console. I will save, I'll reload, and it works. Now let's stop logging this. So now I will increase this variable b_x by SPD, which in this case will be 5. So now nothing is really happening. I'm going to go to hello. I'm going to write hello in here, and now I'll set this to the position of .bounc. I'll set its position to absolute, and so now I'll write b.style.left is equal to $b_x. Nothing is really happening. Why? I forgot to add pixels again. Oh, why do I keep forgetting? Hooray! But I want it so that, no, not this. So I want it so that when it gets to the end, it's going to bounce back. So how do I do that? Well, I've got a variable that this thing got begets bounding client rect Alright, if it's greater than window.innerWidth, then multiply speed by -1. I'll make this to be much faster. See if it works, and it doesn't seem to be working. This I meant to write .x. I was meant to compare the .x to the windows.innerWidth. .x I meant. Okay, so now, hooray! It bounces back. But first, let me set the starting position. I'll set the left to 50. I'll set the left to 50%. And the right to 50%. Now, this isn't a good way to center things. It centers them in the middle of the screen, but no, it doesn't center them exactly in the middle of the screen. Oops, I forgot. Its X position is based on this BX position. So by default, I'll set the BX position to half of the window's width. And then I'm going to minus it. I'm going to set this speed or get cloud, whatever you call it. I'll set B. P stands for B properties. I'll set this, and then I'll just write bp.x. And then I'll set this to window.innerWidth divided by 2 minus. I'll set this first. bp minus bp.width. That's the default. So now I'll start from the middle of the screen. Wait, what's happening? Doesn't seem to be working. I guess I'm just going to have to do this. But yeah, at least I can copy paste it. I'll set this to .width. And I forgot our .x again. Oh, silly me. And hooray! But now I want to see. But now I have to check or if this is less than 0. If the X position is less than 0, and what's happening? I forgot to add .x again. Okay, so now it works perfectly. But the first things first, I need to add this to b.getBoundingClientRect.width. That's going to do correctly. There we go. Now I can copy this check and do the same thing for the Y position. Go do this .y. This time it's .height, and this time it's windows.inner height. It's meant to be .y, and then I'll create a variable called speed y, which is also equal to 20. So I'll multiply the speed y, and then I'll set the b underscore y to also to be equal to this. But this time I'm setting it to window.inner height divided by 2, and then this is .height. And so I'll set the by to be increasing by speed y. And so I'll copy this and paste it here. And also this will be y.pixels. No. Oh, remind me later. Okay, so now, hooray! And I've got a bouncing hello. Now, I want this to work for everything with the class of bounce. So I'll write query selector all, which will select all elements with the class of bounce. I'll iterate through each of the elements for b's in b. Do all of this. Tab. For b's in b, do all of this. I'm going to console.log bees. Yikes. All it is when to console.log this. Aha. Now I know the problem. First, I'm going to comment out all of this code. And so I'll console.log bees. Oh, have I saved this already? Reload. Ah, that's, oh no. Yeah, I also have to put this one here. I'll explain why later. Okay, so now get this. This isn't really helpful. So write bees. Takes. It works. I can delete this, and then I'll write this. I'll write b bracket bees. It means the bees element of b. The for loop will iterate over all of the elements in this variable, and then this means this just means the bees element of b. And so okay, this meant to be b bracket bees, 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 finally b bracket bees. Hope this works. And it's not working. Okay, I'll try another one. For I is equal to 0, I is less than b dot length, I plus plus. Now I is equal to 0, and oops, I'm going to write bees, and it doesn't do anything. That's a bit weird. Aha! I'm constantly resetting these variables. So I'll set this to b bracket 0 and b bracket 0, and it works finally. Now this should work with multiple elements, so I'm going to try adding multiple elements. Class is equal to bounc, and then this is equal to no. Hooray, it works. Now it works with multiple elements. So, and I also set the width to 100 pixels, and then the aspect ratio to 1 divided by 1, and then I'll set the background color to cornflower blue. I'll set the box shadow, inset 10 pixels, RGBA 0,0,0,0.5. Oops. And increase this 20 pixels. Let me set this to negative 10 pixels. And finally, for the body, background color cornflower blue. Now the problem let's say if you want to set the position of each individual thing, if you want to set the position of each individual one, hey, got this. Yeah, let me severely reduce the speed to like 4. Now if you wanted to set the speed / the starting position for each individual one, you would have to do some other stuff. Now this is really just the basic. You're gonna add your own features. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel, Obacode. Bye.